So, welcome everybody. I know that people are still arriving, so this will just be a bit of welcome before we can settle. And really lovely to have you all here. And we have Ajahn Brahm with us today for this really special session.
Hi.
Cue the hi. All the way from down under. Although I was saying to Brent Sujato, why is Australia down under? Why is England not down under and Australia's up above? But anyway, so a very warm welcome. And we're going to start today with some meditation and then a little Dhamma talk and some Q&A and an auction to end. So it's going to be fun and it's going to be, it's probably going to go really fast looking at the timings. So I was just saying that I have the loathsome, unenviable job of keeping it all on time. So please forgive me if I interrupt to stop the talk or the meditation and you're really getting into it. I have to keep things on time for everybody's sake, and especially Ajahn, because it'll be later for him over there and also for our lunch. So see how we go. So we did have a full house booked, but not everybody's here. So I guess my co-hosts are going to be continuing to let people in. But for the rest of us, I think it would be great to begin with some meditation. But yeah, firstly, just thanks to all of you for being here, and big special thanks to Ajahn Brahm, who's already exhausted from his usual work, and this is extra. And I'm sure that he's doing it out of the sheer inspiration and generosity to give. So thank you so much, Ajahn, for, as usual, busting a gut to support us. And yeah, for your presence and kindness.
Excellent. And my guts are very healthy, so I don't mind busting them.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Very good.
Go for it.
So, this is a lovely 20-minute meditation. So, please, if you can, sit down as comfortably as you can. This is not training the body to endure pain. It's learning how to release the body when it's comfortable and stay with the mind, with the sixth sense. So an important part of meditation is always the kindness. So don't abandon kindness. When you're kind to the body will kind of relax and disappear. So please close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, spread this beautiful kindness throughout your whole body. Not just, your head, to your neck, to your arms and hands, to your torso, to your legs, feet, toes. All parts of the body are important. So give an act of thank you to your body for looking after you so far. And with that gratitude to your own body and kindness, say we're now going to do some meditation. So please let me know if you are comfortable. If you are not comfortable in any area, let me know, so we can relax. Sometimes I like regarding my body like I'd regard a really nice friend, or a little animal you're looking after, or even just a monastery you're looking after. You're kind to it. You want it to be happy, peaceful, safe. And with that kindness towards your whole body, sometimes I look at my body and just how it's been looking after me over all these years. So now I say thank you. That is gratitude. Just that much, that care, that attention calms my body down so much. I'm looking at my body, and it does feel more light, more at ease. The reason is because the mindfulness which I have gives me the opportunity for feedback. When I give kindness, I can feel just how that affects my body. If there's any area at all needs some special attention, I will give it. Any time. I care for my body. That's how my body relaxes. Over here, if you can hear it, I've got my aircon on in this room. It's been a very warm day again. We're just in the end of summertime here. And some of you will be a bit jealous if I have an aircon on to keep it warm. Keep it cool, sorry. So how does your body feel? Does it need relaxing anymore? Even if you have an injury or a pain somewhere, you allow yourself to focus on that. Give that extra bit of kindness. When your eyes are closed, notice your mindfulness can be stronger. The energy of the brain and the mind has not so much work to do. One whole channel of work, sight, is taken away. When the body is comfortable, a lot of disturbance by the body sense is taken away. So right now, here in Perth where I'm sitting, the only thing which I need to deal with is just the last parts of the body, and also just the sound of me talking to you. And to meditate, to go deeper inside, how peaceful are you now? What is the cause of peace? I like to mention peace because that's a very important part of this thing we call the mind. The world may not be peaceful, but the mind can always be peaceful. The sixth sense. What causes peace for me is being in this moment. No past, no future. I can deal with those later. This is my rest time. When I need to re-energize myself by coming into this moment. How does it feel for you in this moment? I'm not talking about specific feelings, just general. Is it delightful? It really is peace. It becomes incredibly delightful. Please enjoy peace. Take that sense of peace deeper as we go into the silence of the mind. We don't need to give anything a name. We don't judge anything. This moment is not compared to any moment you've ever experienced. It stands alone, like it's left of the world. It's just at ease, like free. Imagine what freedom is. Like you're being in a narrow cage. Now the doors are open. And your mind just exists for a few moments. And another mind comes up. And another. You are just the observer. A passenger in this journey of meditation. And you don't decide which way to go. You let the driverless bus go on that journey. You just be aware and free. Throughout this meditation this this morning for you. You don't need to make any decisions, any choices. What does it feel like when you don't make choices? You're just aware and just kind. You may say, the door of my heart is fully open to you, present moment. Come in. I will be your friend, however you are. The unconditional, loving kindness towards this very moment. When the present moment feels a pleasant moment, not just present, but pleasant, it's easy to be aware, to be peaceful. That peace gets so beautiful. Please excuse me, but when I get peaceful, I don't like giving guidance. There's only a few minutes to go. I will now be silent until the end of the meditation comes in a few minutes' time. as you are sitting here. See if you can just be in this moment, not wanting anything, not having any destination, just to be happy to be in this moment, not judging yourself. Beautiful kindness is opening the door of your heart to this moment, being as still as is possible, kind of like holding your mind in this moment, resting. You does not need to go outside of this moment. Stays inside, comfortable, deeply at peace. Mind becomes still. It appears delightful. All the energies which we use to think and plan and solve problems. In stillness, all problems vanish. Just know how beautiful life can be when the mind rests, full awareness. It's almost time to come out of this meditation. So just watch the next 3 breaths with kindness. And after the third breath, open your eyes to gently come out of this meditation period after the next 3 breaths. Okay. Are you all there? Or have you vanished completely? I did hear a cough.
I confess, Ajahn. People are here.
Okay, great. So now after that 20-minute talk, we do a 20-minute meditation. I hope it went well for you. I was enjoying it, I must admit. So now it's a little talk about something or other. And for the Dhamma talk, there's a lot of you are here today. I can't see your photos, but I do recognize many of your names. So thank you for joining in. And just for the Dhamma talk, it's wonderful to be able to connect with the first Bhikkhuni monastery over in UK. I say the first, the moment it's the only Bhikkhuni monastery. But it's wonderful to be able to support this monastery and to see how it is growing. It grows very slowly, as all monasteries do, but it's wonderful to see just all of the people who are benefiting and seeing something extremely valuable, grow in the English countryside. It's a beautiful thing to have a monastery close to you, especially a monastery which is not stuck in the old ways of the past, but still keeps the tradition of the ancient Sangha, even since the time of the Buddha. It's beautiful that all the teachers which you see coming to Anukampa Grove are all beautiful, well-trained, well-experienced monastics, who have opened their hearts and their minds because of their meditation to the need for this community. And when you actually see not just what they say, but how they behave and how they practice, that is the most inspiring. Actually, it's not the most inspiring. The most inspiring is when you do that for yourselves. I often say that the real inspiration is when each one of you have these beautiful glimpses of the Dhamma, and they're so peaceful and so still that you find that what you hear from other monks and nuns, what you read in the books is still possible in today's world. That is really inspiring. And so it's wonderful you have the opportunity to see that, to do that, and to make sure that happens in the future. Please excuse me, but I always ask when I talk to many of you, and I say this not because Venerable Chanda asked me, but because I've seen just how hard she has worked over these years, and just how she has sacrificed so much. But see what has happened. We have a beautiful monastery, in the hills above Oxford in Boar Hill, and what a beautiful place that is, and just how it's going to get more beautiful when it becomes even more conducive to the practice for each one of us. When you see a Bhikkhuni Sangha grow and grow there, and it's in the ways of the Buddha, not just monks' monasteries, they're beautiful too. But it's lovely to see a nun's monastery, an English monastery led by an English Bhikkhuni. And when you come there, it's wonderful to know that what is probably needed more than anything else is like the service, actually to help make it grow and to look after just the lone species of Bhikkhuni, which is there right now, and to guard her. It's just like a little plant which is being nurtured. Please don't criticize me for this, Venerable Chanda, but please make sure that you can accept people's help as best as possible. And most people helping make sure it doesn't create more work for Venerable Chanda. And that way this monastery can grow, and eventually everybody who comes there can actually experience the beauty of the Dhamma. When it comes to service, I recall as a young monk, I don't know why this was my nature, but whenever there was any extra work to be done, I would usually volunteer for it. And it was a kind of service I gave. And even when many other of the monks of my age, they wanted to go off into the forests, into the jungles, into the mountains of Thailand to meditate, I stayed behind at Wat Barnana Chart at the time. That's what it was called, to help do all their visas. I could write Thai, understand Thai, speak Thai, and because I could do all of that, it was kind of easy for me to do that work for them. I very happily did that for them. And when I did that, I thought, all these monks are now off in the jungle somewhere, getting into some nice deep meditation. When they came back, to sign their visa forms, I was quite surprised that even though I was busy working, my meditation was getting even deeper. The monks who had all the time in the world. And that's when I realized the importance of like service, of kindness, of giving. What is meditation except like giving up things, letting go, and trusting? And that trust which I had, through, yes, this is good things which I'm doing other people's visas for them, and taking them down to Bangkok and making sure they all worked well, and making sure they got their visas so they had nothing to worry about. That was my sacrifice, my giving. But it didn't work the way I expected because I wasn't thinking for myself, but serving others. Because my meditation really took off. It was beautiful actually to see that. How, in order to get deep meditation, and that's what I talk about all the time, deep meditation, in order to experience that, there has to be a lot of letting go, a lot of giving, a lot of kindness, a lot of generosity. That generosity of spirit is also like a trust in your teachers, and to understand that, have a look to see what disciples come out of that system. And you find out that that way of giving to others, caring, that's what I do to my body. And I mentioned that at the beginning of the meditation. I care for my body. I give to my body. I make sure it's comfortable. And just giving that sense of peace. Grant yourself a moment of peace. There's a little poems that start in the first book which I wrote, The Opening the Door of Your Heart. Grant yourself a moment of peace, and you'll discover how pointlessly you've scurried about. And that's what I do. Every now I try to be as peaceful as possible. And it's so beautiful to have a resource, a refuge inside, wherever I am in the world. That peace inside. And learn how to be kind. And you find your judgment of others was way too severe. These are the sort of the poems which I love. And it's a beautiful to be able to have these experiences and realize that if you want to develop deep appreciation of Buddhism, it's not just going to study or going to listen, it's going to help and serve. It gets you close to these communities, and it's amazing just what can happen. At my age now, I look at some of the places, which we've actually developed over these years. And now, for many of you, Anukampa Grove. And to see just amazing things have happened. And when you see these amazing things which have developed over these years, amount of work which has gone into them, you're very happy that that work has gone into them. I know that so many times, and this is just a personal thing, sometimes I think project is too big. How on earth can I cope with this? And sometimes even the funds, which I'm not supposed to have anything to do with. And because of that, I asked the treasurers enough funds and said, no, we've got to find some more funds soon. This is actually my experiences of building monasteries and retreat centers all over the world. But I also know I have this amazing confidence. It may look a bit dodgy, but after a while, I've got so much confidence and faith. Eventually, all those funds do come in. I have confidence and faith. You may think I'm a mad theoretical physicist. With so much faith in like heavenly beings. And I told a story a few nights ago to the monks over in Bodhinyana Monastery in Perth. It's because I was very much influenced by the science way of thinking. Make a proposal and test it out and see if it works. And this was the time I was walking in a remote part of Thailand. And it was undeveloped, mountains and jungles. I remember just walking, getting so hot and so dehydrated. My container of water had run out. I hadn't seen another village for a long time. And I really was concerned that I might get heat stroke. I remember getting heat stroke once in India when I was waiting to book a train. But in this particular time, it was up in the jungles or in the mountains, and it was getting really hot. There's no water, no safe water. And then I saw in the valley below that there was a village, a small village, about 5 or 6 houses. And so I thought to myself, in that village, there must be one place which has a general store. And in that general store, it wasn't water I was wanting. I wanted, please excuse me, a bottle of Pepsi. This was about 1979 or 1980. And this would actually just give me some energy to complete my journey and also rehydrate me, is what the monks in Thailand used to do. But I knew I could not ask. I never had any money to buy anything. So instead, I made a resolution. My resolution was this: if I am a good monk, may the heavenly beings help me. I really need to rehydrate. So if there are heavenly beings, can I please have a Pepsi? You may think this is mad, but actually that's what I did. And when I got down into that village, I walked very mindfully, very restrained, just with my attention, just the body length in front of me. And I walked past this shop. I could see it out of the corner of my eye. I never lifted my head up, never looked to the left or the right, walked normal pace. I walked past the shop and no one said anything. No one moved. And as I walked past, I realized this idea of heavenly beings might be sort of culturally appropriate, but there wasn't such things. And as I thought that, my resolution, if there are, can have a Pepsi, have proven their non-existence. And then I heard someone running behind me. And they said these words, which in Thai is the words of invitation. Nimon Kwap. That's the Thai language. It means I invite you for something. And I turned around. And I could hardly believe it. But they had an open bottle of Pepsi Cola to offer me. I'd never said anything to them before. I didn't know them. And then they were standing there to present me with an open bottle of Pepsi Cola. So I sat down. And then somebody else came running towards me. Nimon Kwap. And a third person. Nimon Kwap. And a fourth. And a fifth. And a sixth. And a seventh. and an 8th, and a 9th. I had 9 bottles of open Pepsi Cola, which they'd offered me. I don't know why they did that, but I think you may know that in a place like Thailand, 9 is the magic number. That's always the number which they invite monks. They always want 9 monks. If they do any donations, it's usually, if it ends in 9, that's very lucky. I had 9 bottles of Pepsi opened. And then I realized those heavenly beings were making a point to me. Please trust in the power of goodness, and you'll never need to lack anything. And that's why I don't know how much more infrastructure the Anukampa Grove needs. I will help to the max to try and support it, to raise funds for it or do whatever. And even like I do sometimes, I don't know if Ajahn realizes this, but to chant and ask the heavenly beings to help out. They, not usually, they always come true. So I don't worry. I have this confidence, which I kind of prove to myself, that there are heavenly beings in this world, good beings, and they are there to assist us. And I'm sure that many of you who have come on this day will enjoy not just the meditation, but the talks and just the Q&A. And eventually we'll find enough funds, enough helpers, enough whatever to make sure that Anukampa Bhikkhuni project actually makes it to a beautiful monastery, not elaborate or show off, but one which is comfortable for everybody, which is a place where each one of you can come and even show your kids or your kids' kids. I helped build this place. What a beautiful place it is. What a great resource it is to the people of UK. A Buddhist monastery for Buddhist bhikkhunis who meditate, who keep their rules, are good people who practice kindness to an extent which is so inspiring. So that's my little talk today, just about the power of kindness and how the beings in this universe you may not see, but who are real, who do actually help out. And I say that as a theoretical physicist. Thank you for listening.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu. Excellent.
And thank you for all your immense support, Ajahn, because it's phenomenal. And it is the trust in you and the gratitude towards you as my teacher, which is a large part of the energy source for me. So, and the other energy source is everybody else who supports us and has done from the outset, even though you didn't really know what it would look like or how it would unfold. And I find that amazingly inspiring that, people had the trust and the confidence to support us from the start when it was just a kind of twinkle in our eye. And now it's much more than that. And I just want to point out too that I'm sitting here now with one other British person and 2 from Hong Kong, Sweden, 1 from Lithuania, and 1 from Canada. And so it's a very international place as well. And everybody is warmly welcome. We're also starting to get some locals coming over. Yesterday we had 2 women from Oxford joining us for the Sutta evening for the first time. And they actually Googled us. They Googled Buddhist monastery in Oxford for nuns. And lo and behold, hit the jackpot. Because if you Google Buddhist monastery for nuns in most cities or most countries even, you won't get anything. And this one woman, she's just moved to Oxford, and there we were, right, round the back of her neighborhood up the hill. And actually, the 2 women ended up realizing they live in the same part of Oxford. So one of them drove the other one home. So this is how community builds. And I think that, in these times where there's a lot of conflict, there probably always was a lot of global conflict, but somehow the stakes seem higher these days. And we hear about it all the time. And sometimes it's shocking, to know just how much hate is being perpetuated and encouraged among us as human beings. And I think the most radical subservient act to offset that is to gather together in harmony and with love and to really further those values in the world. It's our kind of response, it's our resistance to the hate that some people like to generate or generate through delusion. So the best thing we can do is form community and support one another and make sure that we keep this trust alive in our hearts that human beings are essentially good and essentially seek our own happiness and the happiness of all beings. This is our core nature, and it's only when we've moved a long way away from that nature that things go wrong. So I find it really an inspiring part of practice to see community grow and to be able to reflect on the goodness in each of your hearts and just have a really genuine, spontaneous sense of gratitude for that and inspiration. So we often talk about, and Ajahn very kindly talked about how the Sangha can inspire the lay community, but it works both ways. And I know Ajahn Brahm runs on gratitude too. For any little thing done to you, Ajahn, you remember the smallest things for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You remember that story, Ajahn, about a lady? I don't even know if she'd done anything. I don't even know if she was one of your supporters, but she just basically said that she had cancer over in Canada, I think. And the dream was for you to somehow, for her to meet you someday. And what did you do?
Went to see her.
All the way.
Yeah, this was a woman. I think it's the right one, in Dalhousie University.
Uh-huh.
And she's an amazing woman, and what she was actually doing in that university. But she had a cancer, so you go and see them. Sometimes what you do, it's hard for me to justify it to anybody. It's just such a long distance, and just a lovely thing to be able to do for a person.
Yeah. That would be a life-changing lesson in the kindness and generosity of someone who's developed themselves in the Dhamma, right?
Yeah,
It's Dhamma in action.
It's the kind of stupid thing. Other people say, "What'd you do that for?" Oh, it's a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah.
The unexpected. Go that extra step. It's a long way from Perth to Canada.
It's a really long way, actually. Yeah.
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 You do that.
That's amazing. Good. So time is on our side, which is wonderful. So we thought that we're doing good for time. We thought we'd have some Q&A, but what about a 5-minute break for toilet and maybe boil the kettle, have a cup of tea, bring it back to your computer? Should we do that? We can do that in 5 minutes. We won't go to the toilet.
We'll go to the letting go room.
Okay, the letting go room. Yes. So here we go. Here's a question that you'll love, Ajahn, but it could take the next half hour to answer, I guess. So
let's try and be
brief. Okay, number one question. Why is letting go so important in Buddhism?
It is because we carry too much. And life is like a journey, and ultimately, when you keep walking up a hill with a heavy backpack, you get exhausted. It's not just you get tired. That is usually the cause for people getting negative, upset, angry, because they're exhausted, they're tired. And that's one of the reasons why that I ask people, please let go. You don't need so much to carry with you. Anything from the past, it's gone, it's finished. And your future is being made right now. If you're tired right now because you're carrying so much from the past, you don't learn from the past. Actually, you learn from the present. So when you let go, you feel so much more free. I don't know what people have said about you, but please, whatever they have said, whatever you've done, please allow yourself to be free from that. You don't have to be perfect to become enlightened. You need to be free to become enlightened.
Beautiful. Okay, the next question, and I'll interpret it a little bit. How can we see not self from suffering? So I think it means how can suffering lend itself to the understanding of non-self?
You don't understand non-self from suffering. You understand non-self from seeing suffering and seeing the end of suffering. You know what the causes are. Now, my old simile of the tadpole and the frog. The tadpole can never understand suffering. It's been swimming in it all his life. But when it becomes a frog, he jumps out of the lake. When he sees like the end of water, then he understands what water really was. That's one of the reasons why we get these deep, lovely meditations. And so many things disappear. And from there, from that standpoint, wow, now I can understand what uh, self was and what non-self was.
Mm.
It's from experience, not from theory.
So we have to start understanding the causes of how suffering arises and passes
That's
away.
right, yeah. And after a while, what suffering actually is.
Yeah.
And after a while, that's so clear to you. But first of all, you don't know really what you're doing. I mean, how can a tadpole, know what it's doing? It becomes a frog naturally, and then just one day it's messing around and it jumps out of the lake. It's like people now have their first deep experiences. Wow, this is what the Buddha meant. And those are wonderful experiences. Excuse me, but they have to happen. And when eventually, you have a background in these teachings, but it does happen. Ah, that's what's going on.
Great. Okay. Another question. My mother just passed away. How can I deal with feelings of grief, remorse, and fear?
First of all, with grief, I told many of the story many times. My father passed away when I was only 16. First of all, it was wonderful. Died at home. So I was one of the first people to see him dead, shaking him, feeling him cold, non-responsive. So I came close to see death of someone I loved so much. Remember, my father was the one who told me, son, whatever you do in your life, the door of my heart will always be open to you. That's how much I respected him. But once he died, and at his funeral service ever since, I never felt grief. I was not repressing anything, but I thought how lucky I was to have had a father like that for 16 years. I felt gratitude, not grief. And to this day, I thought 17 years would have been even better, but 16 years, wow, how fortunate I was. Grief is focusing on what is not there and forgetting everything you've had. I remembered all the things I had in his company. And those things were never taken away. So I felt this wonderful sense of thank you, Dad. Not the sense of, oh, I'm going to miss you. And for fear, I don't know what you're afraid of, but if it's like a person you love very much, if they come to see you, that love they have towards you doesn't change. And if there is anything they need to tell you, it's actually for your benefit. A lot of time, if any spirit does come to a person, the one thing they want to tell you is that they're fine. Please don't worry about me. I'm at peace. And that's what someone would love to say to you. So I don't know why we have fear. It's nice to see your loved one more time. A lot of times, if you cannot see the so as a spirit or a ghost or something, there's sometimes you can dream about them. That's one thing which I encourage people to do. When you go to bed at night, just make a resolution. Now, may my mum come and see me tonight in a dream. If you have that dream, it's like a real dream. You remember it. And then she'd always come and say that she is fine. Thank you for letting her let you know that.
Mm. Can I just add a little bit to this? Because,
Go on.
it's wonderful if we have so much gratitude and feeling of security that we don't actually have the grief or remorse or the fear. But if that's arising for us, I think for me, it's very helpful to try to come out of the idea of needing to deal with these things, because that sort of seems to suggest a bit of a fight. And rather than dealing, to actually allow them in and have a lot of self compassion towards yourself, maybe even towards the grief, the fear, and remorse, but certainly towards yourself. So being very, very tender with yourself and understanding and empathetic as well. And just having some compassion. Don't rush the process.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay, dear Ajahn, I find that I get anxious during meditation. Any tips on letting go of the anxiety, please?
Well, first of all, what are you anxious about? Now, one of those forms of anxiety, a kind of fear, is that when you start to get into deep meditation, sometimes we go into a place we've never been before. And so that's always scary. Or you feel a sort of the powerful experiences in deep meditation. Everybody is afraid of things which are more powerful than you. And sometimes I say that's my job. My job is like almost to give you a certificate and like an insurance guaranteeing that whatever you experience in meditation is usually so wonderful for you. And even if it is a bit difficult, that difficulty is sometimes how we react to those experiences. But really, they are perfectly safe, even though they're going to a place you've never been before. So just enjoy it, be adventurous, and just see how you can just go into beautiful states of mind. Don't be afraid of even the bliss and the happiness. It's amazing how many people are afraid of happiness in our modern world. So if that's the source of your anxiety, excellent. You're getting close. If there's other forms of anxiety about what's going to happen afterwards when you come out of meditation, you've got all these other problems you're supposed to sort out, please know that when you come out of a good meditation, then your mind is so much purer, so much more powerful. You can find solutions which you couldn't see before. But the last part about anxiety is that when you are, doing a meditation retreat, when you're with others, sometimes please remember that the people you do a meditation retreat with are all keeping precepts. They're good people. In fact, they're the safest people you could ever be with. Even if you leave a bag with lots of money in it or something, your jewelry, it won't be stolen because people are just too kind to do things like that. And if you've got some health troubles, people will be so kind to make sure that you get the best treatment afterwards. So basically, going on a meditation retreat or being with other meditators is the safest place you can be in the world. So there's many sources of anxiety, but a lot of them are not really justified. So be with a good teacher like Naya Chanda. And now when you get to know her, she's very kind, very so trustworthy. I know that sometimes we have these Zen teachers who hit people. I would be anxious if I went to a retreat like that. But over here, we are always just so beautifully sensitive, kind, compassionate to one another. That's why you don't need to feel afraid at all or anxious at all. With these people who've just got so much kindness and so much wisdom, you feel like I've often felt in the presence of great masters. I don't want to leave forever. I want to just stay in this room with you because it's just so peaceful and so kind. You feel so accepted. You don't feel any anxiety at all. I remember many experiences like that as a young monk. That was very helpful.
Thank you, Ajahn. I think I've noticed that around you for sure. So that's why I'm still here. Dear Ajahn, how does Buddhism regard the concept of soul?
The soul. Oh, the only soul which I was really approving of when I was young was soul music. Other than that, the concept of a soul is kind of an important one, but you've got to investigate it. Is that real or not? And that was one of the amazing things about Buddhism. The Buddha said that what you take to be a soul It's not real. And so that's what the Buddha said. That's not what you have to believe. It makes you investigate, have a look for yourself. And I always, to cut a long answer to as short as I can, the two places where you assume there is a soul is in the doer and the knower. And the doer, the will, choice. That's why we protect the freedom of choice. It's almost like a constitutional legal right. It's important for us. But when you realize that actually what you think is choice is not the real thing, there is no will. And when will vanishes, wow, that is really blissful. That's one thing. And then the knower, your consciousness, that's what we do in meditation. After a while, we see what consciousness really is. It's a process. And after a while, we realize that it's not a thing, it's just a process. And after a while, that which we thought was a soul, there's nothing there. You don't need to be afraid of that. In fact, that's so much more free and peaceful. One of the things is when you realize you're a process, the idea of guilt vanishes. You're even more responsible than you were before. You don't feel that you have to be punished for anything wrong which you did. You're forgiven. And that's the best form of making sure those things never happen again.
I love that link between the guilt and responsibility, that you're still even more responsible because you understand from an ethical perspective, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But then there's no sort of blame or
Yeah.
in response. So it frees you up, actually, doesn't it, to take more risks and to be more responsible.
Yeah, but be more mindful when you take any risks. But you feel, as you say, much more free.
Okay. This is an interesting one. I understood some of the harsh truth of reality, e.g., we were probably dinosaurs once being eaten by one another. Existence is so much suffering. This led to depression as I didn't have positive input like meditation. What is your advice, please?
Well, no advice that even dinosaurs and other physical beings, they're like the forms in which the stream of consciousness can get reborn into. But don't be so demeaning of animals and dinosaurs and stuff. There were some dinosaurs, I think, were vegetarians. So even amongst dinosaurs, there's so many different types of dinosaurs, so many different types of human beings, so many different types of anything. And don't confuse the body with the stream of consciousness. People can move through all sorts of different existences, and we learn something from each. And as we learn something from each, eventually, just the idea of getting reborn as a dinosaur is impossible for you. And that's one of the reasons why they always say a stream winner can never get reborn in those type of realms anymore. Because basically the stream of consciousness doesn't fit in there. They're much higher beings.
Right.
So don't worry about that. After a while, you meditate, be a good person, grow in the Dhamma, learn more, be more insightful. And those types of realms are not possible for you anymore.
Right. Okay, we have a lot of questions here, so we'll do our best. Namaste, Ajahn. I'm always wanting to help people, but don't recognize the helping and feel guilty if I don't help. I won't do anything nice for myself because I have this nature. I don't really deserve that, but for others, I do. In other words, I don't deserve to be helped or be nice to myself. Please, how can I see the good doing in myself with my heart, not superficially?
Oh, my goodness. The more you help yourself, the more you can help others. You and other people are not separated that much. That's one of the reasons why it's an old story, but it's still a valid one. Of whenever I give blessings for marriages, you're a partner in something much bigger than you. And so I say to one of the partners, from now on, you're a married woman, you must not think of yourself. Look at the husband, you're a married man now, you must not think of yourself. And from today on, because you're married, I don't want you to think of your wife. Wife, I don't want you to think of your husband from now on. In a marriage, you mustn't think of yourself. You mustn't think of your partner. And then they sort of pause. They don't know. It's not a punchline. It's just the answer to like a riddle, the way I put it, confuses people on purpose. So the answer is when you're married, you must never think of others. You must never think of yourself. You must only think of us. Us. We're in this together. Anukampa Bhikkhuni project is not just about the one bhikkhuni we have now. It's about everybody who visits, including me on the other side of the world. We're in this together. I must never think of just the bhikkhuni. I think of all the other people on the trust, all the people who are visiting, all the future bhikkhunis, all the trees, all the animals on that beautiful piece of land. We think of us, and I'm included.
Yeah. There's moles as
It's
well.
just
Lots of moles.
that's wonderful when you always remember that you are part of things
Yeah.
and you're kind to yourself and you're kind to others.
Okay. Next one. This is a question that you're an expert on, Ajahn. I've become very hopeless in finding a partner. Every date I go to is worse than the other one. I let go of it from time to time, but I keep on coming back to it. What should I do?
Look, you're in a community now. It's wonderful if all the people who are in this community, even listening to these talks, they can contact each other because there's people with common interests. Because there's common interests, you're already sort of ahead of the game when you meet people, who are members of the Anukampa Bhikkhuni project or trust or whatever. And they're all taught by people like Ayachanda or myself to be really good people. So it's a kind of you're ahead of the game. You're a much better group of people to date or go out with. So that's one of the reasons why. Is they don't go searching online because online can be very, very deceptive. So you know who's available close by.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Makes a lot of sense, Ajahn.
Excellent.
All right. Since starting meditating 8 years ago with intense retreats, I see more and more suffering, for example, in eating because of great anxiety to get hungry. But I can't let go even though I know it's harmful. Can you give me a recommendation, please?
When you're eating, don't think.
Is that it, Ajahn?
That's pretty good. Can you do
All right.
that?
Yeah, that's fine.
You, a lot of times, honestly, that people who go on meditation retreats, then the food always tastes more delicious than usual. And the reason is because your mindfulness is increased, your kindness is increased, and you see more happiness, not just suffering. That's one of the reasons why we have food. And even for monastics who are supposed to be simple living and a little bit ascetic, nevertheless, I make sure that any monastery which I look after, there's good food which people can eat, food which is delicious for them, so that way they can enjoy eating. And when they enjoy eating, they're healthier. Honestly, they had an article in the Australian ABC website recently about, please excuse me, the benefits, the health benefits of eating ice cream. And the health benefits of eating ice cream, they noticed, they did a huge amount of research and good research. They said because people enjoy it, yeah, it's got some sugar in it, it's got milk and cream and stuff, but nevertheless, because you enjoy it, that is so important for your health, being able to digest it. And even for those of you who are interested in Buddhism, we had this monastery over in Japan, a Heiji monastery, where this really strict teacher, Dogen Zenji, lived in the 1200 and something. It's a very strict monastery, except one thing. They always made sure they had good food there for the monastics. And the reason was because that made them have more energy and be more healthy. And I remember even Ajahn Mahabhu's monastery, strict time mark I went to visit. The food there was delicious. I was kind of surprised. Why do you have delicious food? Because it makes the monks healthy and their body fit for meditation.
Yeah. So you can eat fish and chips every day and condensed milk in your tea, every tea, and ice cream and pecan pie with caramel and all sorts. And as long as you enjoy it, it's great, right?
Okay, I
Oh,
never
yeah,
said that, but you should learn how to enjoy the
yeah.
food. Don't be afraid of enjoying the food. And when you do, you find, look, there's this guy. I remember I told the story a couple of
Uh-oh,
times because I went
uh-oh,
to see
uh-oh.
some.
Okay,
Okay,
no.
quickly, yeah. I went to go and see somebody in the hospice. And the first time I went to that hospice many years ago, there's this guy, he's an English guy from Lancashire. He had lung cancer. And the first night, his nurse said to him, first night in the hospice, he said, "Look, what would you like for dinner tonight?" And he said, "I cannot eat anything oily or greasy because I've got high cholesterol. I can't eat anything sugary because I've got diabetes. I can't eat anything salty. My arteries are just so hard." And the nurse stopped him. "Ted, you're not going to die of any of those complications. You're going to die of cancer in 3 or 4 days. You can eat whatever you want." So his eyes went wide and he ordered all the greasy, sweet, sugary, syrupy, salty food he wasn't allowed to eat for years. And then what happened to him? This is totally honest. I was there. I saw it. His cancer went into remission and he walked out of that hospice on his own 2 feet. And it was only a few years later, 6 months later, he went back into the hospice to die properly. But because he was enjoying his food, that's why he got better.
But again,
never underestimate the enjoyment.
yeah, no.
That's why
Can I be really
meditation gives me
cheeky?
so much enjoyment.
Okay, can I be really
Sorry?
cheeky? Can I be really cheeky?
Of course.
You've not got cancer, Aja.
That's because I eat fish and chips.
Okay. All right. I know I can't win. All right. Next question. Dear Ajahn, some people are labeled too sensitive for society. Me too, by the way, whoever asked this question. We feel deeply, but we can use intellect to reason these feelings. Do you think there's a difference, or do you believe these people should harden up? Thank you.
No, don't change and don't believe what people say about you. If they say you can't fit into society, you come to a society where you're welcomed and where that however sensitive you are, you're not just sensitive to the suffering in life, you're sensitive to the fact you are working to help end that suffering.
Yeah.
The
Very
door
good.
of my heart's open to you.
Yeah. And by the way, can I say that sensitivity, high sensitivity, is a kind of superpower, actually.
Yeah.
You know that they used to call it high sensitivity. Now they call it high sensory intelligence. And it just means you have a lot of empathy and a lot of sense of what's going on around you. You pick up more data, you pick up more than other people. So you do get tired more quickly. You can get overwhelmed, like because you're picking up so much. But it also means you're very intuitive and you can really help people because you get a sense of how people are. So it's a kind of superpower if you can protect your own boundaries. That's the
But
important.
also pick up people's happiness.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
did
I
that.
mean, it makes you more aware of the need for good company, that, the
Yeah.
need for people who are also sensitive, honest, sincere.
Happy.
Yeah, and they're not going to manipulate you or try to.
No.
So, all right. There's more about families, Ajahn. I've been reading your book, Open the Door to Your Heart, and I read a paragraph about where if your partner left you, you have to be happy that they found a better person than you. But if there's a family, children, and it's a married couple, how can you be happy? It would be very sad and a broken family.
Now, first of all, put away the jargon of broken family. This was especially an idea of letting people know just what love truly means. And what we think is love is often just not the real thing. That's why I said, imagine you and your partner, just the two of you, keep it simple to begin with. And if you really love your partner so much, and she literally is happy with somebody else rather than you, what's the problem? Then you say to your partner, I want you to be happy and well. She replies, I am happy and well, but with this other guy. How would you feel? What that story was saying, it's not, no one has ever done that and tried that and told me it works. But it was just an example of what we think is love. You want someone to be happy and well, but not with somebody else.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a metaphor, a story, in order to bring up some important understandings.
Mm. At the same time, I just add that sila is important. Virtue, loyalty, trust is important.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can have that in your relationship, then hopefully it won't get to that point where there's cheating involved. Not that it's anyone's fault if it happens. It's actually
Well,
the
it's not
person who broke their sila. Well, it might be, Ajahn.
Yeah.
Your video's off.
Depends what the. Oh, okay.
We've got an older version of you.
Okay, somebody's cut me off because I said a bad simile.
No, it's good. It's a very
They can
good
still hear me.
I'm just saying it doesn't excuse the sort of, dysfunction relationship.
The thing is, this is a deeper question.
Yeah.
Is what is the sila?
Mm.
Now, if you have that understanding that people actually, you do want people to be happy, and that particular rule of sila of keeping promises is understood at the very beginning of the relationships. That you agree that that's possible for you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
breaking promises is always bad.
Yeah.
Because you trust somebody and they really let you down.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying there is, in a relationship, what actually is that love?
Okay. So
How much self is bound up in it?
Yeah. I'm going to go on to the next question, but can I just check if you can put your video back on, Ajahn? There should be a little symbol at the bottom of your screen with video. With a video.
My screen is blank now.
Yeah, that's because your video's off.
Yeah, well, everything's off.
No.
I'm surprised I can.
Better just stay like that.
Should I touch something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to press something. See what happens.
Okay. Ready, everybody? Prepare for.
Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Don't worry.
Start. Okay.
Yeah, there should be a little video icon at the bottom of your screen. Can you not? The screen first. Oh, you might have to tap the screen first, apparently. The middle of it.
Well, look, you know what I look like.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I'll just carry on.
Okay.
Talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Thank you for the inspiring talk. I'm curious, what is the Theravadan view on interconnectivity?
Interconnectivity, it is something you can choose to turn off interconnectivity. Just like, I don't know how I did this, but the interconnectivity with you lot has been turned off, at least on one of those senses, the sense of sight. You can still hear me though. Interconnectivity, that is not part of Theravada Buddhism. if it was, there'd be no way in the world I could ever get enlightened and leave this world. You'd always be connected. The idea of interconnectivity arose from bad interpretation of dependent origination. Dependent origination is applied just much wider than it should be. It's supposed to be just limited to just one stream of consciousness. You, your past lives, future lives, not everybody. Of course, you can be empathetic. You are compassionate. But there comes a time when you leave this world having given as much as you possibly could have given, with your kindness, with your wisdom, with your legacy, and then you let other beings push that wheel of Dhamma along its path. But for now, you just let go and disappear.
All
Can you
right.
hear that?
Yeah, perfectly, Ajahn. Maybe we'll just do
Okay, good.
one more question. Maybe depends how long the answer is.
Okay, yeah, okay.
One or two. Okay, so I grew up all or nothing behavior, no emotion. I became stone hearted. How can I feel by the heart and not just by words?
Okay. How you feel by the heart is, you see a beautiful sunset. You don't think about it, but you notice what that does. To your sight and the responses to it. You see some suffering in this world. I remember what opened my heart a lot was when I started reading poetry. One of my favorite poets was Wilfred Owen, who talked about the horrors of the First World War. But he put them into such beautiful words. It was kind of inspiring and at the same time hard to read. But at least I could feel. And feeling became, weirdly enough, enjoyable. I became like alive. Alive. I used to also carry around a copy of John Keats, which I thought, wow, that guy really knew how to write. And each one of these just made me more sensitive, sometimes to unpleasant things, but I realized I needed to know those things. Allow yourself to open those senses, and you find you probably already feel a lot in your heart, but you've kind of hidden it away somewhere. And after a while, it's easy to open it up. If you have, I don't know, you haven't got a partner, if you have a cat or a dog, they really teach you how to feel. They don't speak to you unless you know dog language or cat language, meow, meow, meow. But they can still feel them, and they touch you. So take a cat or a dog as your teacher. Not me or Ayachanda. Get like Ayakat or
And
a
take a look.
German dog. Yes. They teach you a lot.
That's nice. Okay, last question. Sorry, guys. I know you're all thinking, is it my question? But we can have more of these events. I find a lot of wisdom in Buddhist teachings and practices, but I struggle with the idea of believing in the Buddha himself as anything beyond a historical figure. It's similar to how I don't believe in a supreme being in other religions. I sometimes feel a bit hypocritical for appreciating the philosophy while not fully embracing the spiritual aspects. Is it possible to follow Buddhism this way, or is belief in the Buddha essential? From Guatemala.
You can follow Buddhism in that way. And what I did, and it was really helpful in a place like Australia where people are always questioning and doubting religions. And one of the things they did not like about Buddhism is what they call kowtowing to this figure of a Buddha. Until I told them when I bow my 3 bows to a big Buddha statue, I'm not bowing to a lump of brass. I'm first of all bowing to how it inspires me. I bow first of all to virtue, to honesty, to peace. Sorry, not to peace yet, to virtue, to goodness, keeping my promises, and just being someone people can trust in. That virtue is so important to me. It's so easy for me to lower my head. And the Buddha who symbolizes virtue to me, is much higher than me. Every time I do my first bow to a Buddha statue, I'm remembering virtue. The second thing which I bow to in my three bows is peace. Peace means like peace in the monastery where I live, peace in the world, peace in my heart, peace in my community. That peace is something which is incredible. And you feel the power of that peace in meditation. And the last thing which I choose to bow to is kindness, compassion. Every time you see an act of compassion, wow, I never forget those acts of compassion. And they make my world just full of energy and brightness. They're beautiful. So I bow to compassion. To me, that's what a Buddha means: virtue, peace, and compassion. And I remember I've taught that so many times. And this top Christian over in Perth, he was the principal of one of these beautiful private colleges, not colleges, sorry, schools in Perth. When I explained that to him, he got in his car a couple of days later, came down to Bodhinyana Monastery, and we both bowed to the big Buddha statue in our hall together. It was beautiful. He saw what a Buddha meant. And he was a Christian, a top Christian. So this is one of the reasons why, when you understand what a Buddha actually is, like a symbol of virtue, peace, compassion, you can add a few other things there if you wish. It's so easy to bow to. You get so much benefits out of that bowing. You do become a more virtuous, peaceful, kind being.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you for your wonderful questions, which are deeply sensitive and thoughtful and quite deep too. So, again, sorry if we can't get to all the questions today, but I'm around. If you can make it into Oxford, then you're very welcome to come and ask. Otherwise, we have our regular sessions. You can ask all the meditation questions you wish. So now we're going to do a little fun auction. And one of the purposes of this is to raise some funds, or really it's just to have some fun. So we call it a fundraiser, F-U-N, raiser. And they're really sweet. Some of them are offered to me by Ajahn Brahm himself when I was in Perth. Oh. And they have his signature on. So we have some of his books. I'll just show you briefly. So we have this wonderful book that Ajahn Brahm actually retranslated, and it's signed by Ajahn Brahm in the front. And we have two of those. We also have one of these, which is his 50th anniversary book. And in here, there's a lot of stories and tributes to Ajahn Brahm for what he's done in his life, again, signed by him. And I don't think it'll be easy to get printed copies of these, although they are available for download online. And we also have a coronavirus book, which I promise is not infectious, also signed by Ajahn Brahm with a mirror image on the other side. And we also have a beautiful hand-painted card, the photo of which has been on my newsletter. And the words on this are Karunam Yeva Upatapeya. It's basically Karuna, Anudaya, and Anukampa. It means spreading compassion, empathy, and also compassion, Anukampa, to the world. So this is a very beautiful little painting. It's the size of a card. And we also have a T-shirt, Be Kindful. And this is from the Ehipasika group in Indonesia. It's probably about a size 12. And it's not actually cotton, it's a kind of synthetic fabric, but it's very nice. And we have some paintings. I'll show you them all individually. These are from Stephanie, who did some paintings previously. The small ones are like 12 by 16 centimeters. And the bigger ones are 19 by 16 centimeters. Very beautiful, very spiritual painting. And we have a signed bag by Ajahn Brahm, signed by Ajahn Brahm. And what does it say? Meditation is like a gym in which you develop the powerful muscles of calm and insight. So you can show Ajahn Brahm's teachings to your parents and your friends without having to say a word. And lastly, almost lastly, Okay, we've got some little bookmarks, which are from, again, Ajahn Brahm's 50th anniversary. He's been ordained 50 whole years now as a bhikkhu. And these are some little bookmarks with his anniversary thing. I would suggest that you use them like this. I've tried to use them like this, and they actually make a dent in the book, but they're very nice. We've got 4 of those. And lastly, I think this is the big, most impressive gift. It's a piece of paper, but on the back, you'll find that it's a check. And
one of those.
Yeah, you gave me this. Remember, Ajahn, in the Rains retreat?
Yeah.
You signed it, and it's very cool. It actually says on it, Karma Bank, a division of Samsara Insecurities Limited. To whoever bids the highest, the sum of merit points, 1 million only, is payable in your next life. So you get 1 million merit points, and it's signed by Ajahn Brahm, his very roundness. I didn't call him that. That was a
No, you were thinking it.
self-attributed or a self-awarded title. No, I wasn't thinking it. I think of you as his emptiness. So this is really cool. So this will be coming to you in the post. So the thing about this is that we need to post these things to you, so it might take a little time, but please, most important thing, once you win a bid, then please send your email address to Minori. So you have to go on the little arrow next to the blue everyone label, everyone in meeting, find Minori, the co-host, who's our treasurer, and send her your email address. And if you can, also send it to the finances team so we can contact you and find your postal address to send you the items, okay? So we're going to kind of put them up one by one. And I reckon you write in the chat to everyone, so put it on everyone in meeting, what you bid. So we can start at lowish or highish, up to you. I think Ajahn Brahm's the best auctioneer, so really you ought to say all this, Ajahn.
Yeah.
Can you actually read the chat box? Because if you can't, it's...
No, I can't read anything.
You won't be able to say anything.
Black screen over there. That's not a trouble.
Okay.
Look, remember what this is for.
Yeah.
This is actually for, one of the things it's for is to get an ostrich
Yeah.
over in Anukampa Grove, so that we can get the work done, and also Venerable can have some privacy and a place where she can hide for one and get some peace and quiet for herself. And I know how important that is.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how much you bid. What's important is just you realize this is your opportunity to put this Anukampa monastery up to its next level. We got the land, it looks beautiful. Now we actually want to make sure it's comfortable. And honestly, the most important person in there has to be Ayachanda, and make sure she's looked after. And then you will benefit from that for years. So that's one of the reasons why that please put your hand up and bid whatever you can.
All right, excellent. And also we want to make some cooties. That's the most exciting, but the office is a similar thing because it gets me out of my room. So then my room becomes like a meditation space, and the office can also double up as that. Yeah. And okay, someone's bid on any item, so that's really cool. We'll see what happens. So yes, the cooties. A cootie is like a hut or like a meditation space for the future nuns, including myself, but also the future nuns. And we do have a few people in the queue now to ordain. So it's really exciting times for our project. And of course, one of the things that most attracts people wanting to ordain is solitude. So this is the aim of that. So here we go. We have our wonderful assistant here next to me, Anagarika Upachala, and she's going to just perch on my cushion. Come here, so you're in the screen. Here she is. And she's going to hold the items up one by one. So I think we can start here. You want to hold that up? So this is the wonderful word of the Buddha, and this is for the real deep Dhamma practitioners, because this is the Buddha's words on the Four Noble Truths, straight from the suttas, translated by Ajahn Brahm. So please bid, go for it. Whoa, we've got 40, we've got 50, we've got 100. We got 150. Someone else should say the numbers.
That's right.
Yeah, can you say the numbers?
Come on.
We got 200.
200.
All right, keep it coming.
200. Going once.
200. Oh, look, keep going. You've got to read the thing.
250. 250 pounds.
Wow.
300.
300.
Dhamma is priceless.
But yes, but no,
it out. That's good.
7 and 8 is much more auspicious.
You have to go.
Is anybody, people from Singapore, Chinese culture, Malaysia, 8 is really a good number.
250 going. Oh, 400.
400.
Anyone have 450? Do we hear 450?
4 is a bad number.
4 is a bad
500.
number.
We want to go
Yeah,
beyond.
4. Over in Thailand and also in Chinese, that's a symbol of death.
Is it? Oh, no.
Yeah,
8 is the symbol of something.
of prosperity.
400 going once.
Oh,
500.
500.
We have two. We have a tie.
Yeah,
We have a
2, that's
tie.
lucky. That's
We have
lucky.
a tie at 500. What do we do?
Who's going to break the tie? Oh,
Oh.
550. There we go. 550.
555 is a lucky number because in Thai, the word for 5 is ha.
Oh,
So
we have
555 stands for ha, ha, ha.
600. Oh my goodness. This is only the first item. We need to move. We need to move fast.
Okay, how much is it now?
600.
Wow.
That's amazing. Shall we do going, gone?
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Going.
600. All right. So that's 600 for Crystal. So please write your email to Minori. Fantastic. Well done, Crystal. All right. Let's do the other one. There's another one.
Another book.
There's another one.
All right, starting at 200.
No. We got 555.
Oh,
Yeah. Can anyone improve on 555? For the other copy. Someone already bid. The second runner-up. No.
555 is good. Ha, ha, ha.
Anyone improve?
600. Here we go.
No. We've had
Oh.
that.
Look, no, that was the first one.
Oh, yeah. You're right. 600.
Okay, we have 600.
We have 600 now. Going.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, someone else has to be the auctioneer. All right.
Last chance, 600.
All right.
Gone. 600.
All right. Margazata's got the second copy. Fantastic. All right. The third auction item is Strong as Cotton, Soft as Steel, the tribute book for Ajahn Brahm's 50th, with beautiful photographs and lots of lovely stories, including one from me, or 2 from me, actually.
Oh, we have
Yeah. And a lovely picture of Ajahn Brahm with a grumpy face.
multiple bids already.
All right. Read it out.
We have a 555 as our
Wow.
top bid so far.
555.
Yeah,
You obviously like
that's
that.
good enough.
They like that number.
Yeah, of course, it's a lovely number.
Going 500.
Going.
Any more improvement?
Last chance.
Go on, you have to be quick. Okay, go on.
Gone to Gunter. 555.
Good.
Gunter. If you can write and tell Minori what you bid and how much, that would be really helpful. Fourth item is the coronavirus storybook, written by Ajahn Brahmali, with all of his favorite tales about Ajahn Brahm. So it's a little bit different from some books because it's from somebody else's perspective and some very inside stories that are not in any other book. So this is signed by Ajahn Brahm with his special stamp.
What a stamp.
We
I
have
signed so many books
100.
now.
Sorry, Ajahn?
I signed so many books now. I got a stamp I just stamp it. Otherwise, my poor hand will get dead.
That's right. That's right. So the highest so far.
155 is our top bid so far. 555.
Oh, 555.
That's a nice number.
This is starting to be a very auspicious number.
555.
Any improvement on
Anyone for 600?
No, you can't improve on the number 555.
You want to do that?
Last chance going. 555. Any tops for that? Gone to.
Oh no, there's two. There's two. No, that's no good. You've drawn. Yeah, there's two.
No, there's not. That's 155.
Ah, sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mimi
has got this one.
Yay.
155, coronavirus. Very well done. All right. What should we do next?
Artwork.
I think we should do the artwork next. Look, this is a beautiful hand-painted card with all the colours of the Dhamma, the words of the Dhamma, and the sentiments of loving kindness, karuna, anudaya, and anukampa. And I would say it's too nice to send to anyone, really, unless it's someone you really love.
Mm-hmm.
Inside it has lovely little golden stars and suns. And this is painted by somebody who's currently waiting to ordain at Bodhinyana. So it's
excellent.
Yeah, by Hasachitta Daniel.
Oh, okay, yeah, excellent.
Yeah. So any tops?
We have top bid so far, 35. Anyone can top 35. We have 100.
Ooh.
200.
200.
Anyone top 200?
Oh,
we have 999.
999.
Whoa.
Anyone
that must be a Thai person because that's the luckiest number in Thailand.
No, it's not a Thai person. It's our Karen from our community. Any up on there?
Last chance.
Last chance. Going. Gone to Karen. Well done, Karen. Brilliant. Okay. Let's have these. Oh, let's have the t-shirt, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have the t-shirt. Okay, this is a t-shirt with kindfulness on it. And it's a nice fabric. I just don't know what it is. I don't think it's cotton. It doesn't have a label because it's created by people in Indonesia, but it does have a lotus. And it says medium. It's a small medium, I would say. It's probably a size 12. So this is kindfulness, and you can wear it on your chest. And that's sure going to bring up some loving feelings for you. So look, we have already 80 for the t-shirt.
Any tops for 80? 85, 90. Be kind.
We have 80 for the t-shirt. Go.
England is too cold for t-shirts.
Yeah, not in the summer, Ajahn. When they come to Anukampa, then they should be wearing it. So
okay.
In summer, it'll be perfect. It'll wick the sweat away from your... Oh, Matthias. Matthias thinks he's a size 12. It could fit you. We have 99. Any improvement?
Last chance.
Matthias is...
100. Anyone for 100?
Streaming ahead.
Matthias.
Any improvement? Going. Gone to Matthias. 99. It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Because really it was 999 that was auspicious. You dropped to 9.
Oh no.
Matthias.
$99 and 90 pence.
No, pounds sterlings.
Okay. No pence.
No pens. All right, now, these are very special paintings painted by one of our Norwegian supporters, and she's a famous artist in Norway. They're sort of, some of them are layered with a little bit of, what do you call it when they stick it over? Is it a tapestry? I don't know. Anyway.
Collage.
A collage. So this is the first one. It's more beautiful in real life because it shines. I don't know if you can see the shiny paint. So this is the first painting, and these went for quite a lot last time. So let's see what we can do this time. So who would like this painting? This is how big? This is 19 by 16 centimeters. So you can have it on your wall and as you look up to the stars. Oh my goodness, we've got 999. So this is painting number 1. I'll write it down. Okay, any improvement?
Top 999.
999. I think we might have to do the going. Gone to Darren. Amazing.
Beautiful.
That is fantastic.
Darren.
All right, that'll be coming in the post. And there's another one. Don't worry if you missed out. You put it a bit closer, perhaps. So this one is the famous saying by the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, no mud, no lotus. And these little things here are boats. They're lovely little boats on the lily pond. So, yeah, who would like to...
Will you tell it painting 2, Venerable?
Sorry? Painting 2.
Yeah.
Painting 2. It's the boats. Yes. So, oh, no bids for painting 2. No bids? Any bids for painting 2? Oh, we've got 30.
30 so far for painting number 2. Anyone for...
There's nothing more inspiring than a lotus.
We have a 45 and a 50 came in. Zip, zip.
Ooh, it's going up. It's going up. The other one was 999. This is the lotus. This is the teaching of Ajahn Brahm, the jewel in the heart of the lotus. And no mud, no lotus. That's about suffering. You can't have enlightenment without the truth of suffering. So we have to understand it, face it.
We have a 3,
rise above. 333. Oh my goodness. That's a beautiful number, isn't it? 333. Any improvement?
Can we top 333? No mud, no lotus. Beautiful painting. Gone
To Elvira. Elvira, well done. Is Ajahn still there? You're very quiet, Ajahn. You're letting us get on with the auction.
See, this is called delegation.
Oh, okay. Look what you've done to us.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I made you into professional auctioneers.
That's terrible.
Go.
Oh, look, there's another no mud, no lotus, but this one is with 2 pensive people looking at those lotuses and watching them grow.
Beautiful.
This is also very beautiful.
First bid 99.
99.
Can anyone add another 9 to that? Beautiful blue lotus painting.
Any improvement on that? Ajahn, come on. You help us out here.
Okay, you know what I was doing? I must confess. The crossword.
You did the crossword.
I was cool.
I thought you were going to say you were chanting to the Devas.
No.
Okay, who can... Ajahn.
Guiding off.
Oh,
200.
Wow. We got 200 now. Any improvement on 200? All for the cuties and the solitude of the teachers to be. Any improvement?
200. Going once. Twice.
Oh, 300. We've got 300.
You're quick.
Oh my goodness. You're going to be so disappointed.
Okay.
300.
Is this going to be back and forth, or is 300 going once?
Oh, 400. Haven't you bid before? Second bid from Darren. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Can anyone top Darren?
400. 400.
500.
Oh, 500. 500. Gone to Madhu. All right. We're almost at the end now. Oh, we've got 3 little... Oh, how about the bag?
There's the bag.
We've got the bag, and then we've got the check, and we've even got bookmarks and 3 more small paintings. But the bag is very special. There's only one of these. Oh, it has.
Venerable, didn't we have 4 paintings?
We have more paintings, 3 big
Yeah,
ones.
so now 3 went.
Yes, don't worry, we're on the bag now. So the bag. The bag is very cute, and you'll be the height of fashion. So,
We have 2 bids.
yep, you read them out. I'm
Top
gonna
bid
shuffle.
is 150 so far. Can anyone top 150 for this
For the
beautiful
bag.
bag? 200.
Ooh,
200 to Gunter. Can anyone top 200 for this beautiful?
five,
we
five,
have-
five.
we have a
from the
555
room,
from the
room.
room.
That's amazing. 555 from home, man. Anything? 555.
Signed Ajahn Brahm bag.
It's signed. It's signed. Oh, nothing else on the from the Zoom room. 555 from here. Are you going to let our guests outdo you? 555.
Going once. Twice.
Gone. All right, 555. So that is 555 to Homan. All right. Wonderful. Congratulations. There's your bag. It is very beautiful. I don't know. His wife wasn't in the room when he bid for that.
Venerable, if you can ask him to send his email address.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. After this, you send his address.
Do anything more?
So next, we're going to do the bookmarks. 4 bookmarks like this. Very nice. Once only edition, because there will never be another 50th anniversary for Ajahn Brahm. So all the bids are coming in.
Bookmark number
Bookmark
1.
number 1. There's 4.
We're at
We're at 1, 2, 3. That's a nice number. Anyone top 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 5. 31. 150. 150.
Coming in fast. Coming
Any
in
tops
fast.
on 150? Are we doing going?
199.
Oh,
We have
199 for
199
bookmark.
for bookmark. 200 for bookmark.
Wow.
222.
222.
Bookmark number 1.
Any
321.
improvement? Oh, 321. My co-hosts are amazing. 321 for a bookmark. You've already got a t-shirt, Mattis. Now you've got a bookmark. You can put it on the top of the t-shirt like that.
Can be a little. All right, 321. Going once. We have a smile. I don't know.
No,
That
that's just joy. That's just joy. Going once, going twice. Gone at 321. Okay. Second bid for the second bookmark. So where were we at? What was the runner-up? The runner-up was 199. Oh no, the runner-up was 222. Any improvement on 222 for the next bookmark? 222. Anything more?
We have
222.
222. Can anyone improve on 222 for this beautiful?
Okay, going. 250.
There we go.
250. Going. Gone. 250. 250 it is. To Iri. Well done, Iri. Fantastic. Bookmark number 3. So the runner-up was 222. That was Gunter. So Gunter, can you improve on your bid? Come on, it's only a once in a lifetime opportunity to bid for this bookmark.
All of your Dhamma books.
Oh, we have 250. Gunter has been pipped at the post. 250. Going. Gone to Petra for 250. Petra. Well done, Petra. Number 4.
Our last bookmark.
Last bookmark. I've been very generous because I only had a few. I've only kept 1. We've got 280. We've got a 280. Gunter's lost. Gunter, what are you going to do? 280 from many. Anything to pip that? Going.
Final bookmark.
Oh, 333.
Oh,
333 from Florian. Wow, that's the highest yet. Anything more on 333? Going, gone. 333 to Florian. All right. Manori, if you take people's names too, we'll be able to just in case emails don't come. So almost last. There's 3 more paintings, but I don't know, we might keep those for another time. I think we should finish off with the big one. This is the check. This is 1,000,000 merit points. There's nothing that can compare with 1,000,000 merit points.
Starting at 99, 100.
We shouldn't start at 1,000,000 pence.
You guys are crazy.
80. We have 280.
Oh, 280 for 1,000,000 merit points. That's cheap for 1,000,000 merit points, isn't it? This is from the Samsara Limited Bank.
We have 333.
A division of Samsara Insecurities Limited. So it protects you from all insecurity forever. 1,000,000 merit points signed by Ajahn Brahm. Imagine.
Very valuable. 380. We have 380.
380 for 1,000,000 merit points. Any improvement on that? Ajahn, what do you think 1,000,000 merit points is worth? Ajahn, are you doing your crossword?
No, I'm listening.
It's
I
because
think
you're off video.
It's immeasurable.
That's why you turn off your video.
Of course, yeah, now you know my tricks.
380 is our
Can
top
you
bid
see
so
the
far.
lovely check? It says Ajahn Brahm, his very roundness.
Yeah, signed.
390. We have 390.
390 for 1,000,000 merit points. 390.
Who has 4? Does anyone?
Ajahn, I think you need to do something here. They don't understand how important merit is.
Right, merit points is many
Easiest
people.
way to make
They
merit.
do. Yeah, the easy way to make merit is a beautiful donation to help Anukampa Bhikkhuni project go to the next step. And you can always keep that. And at the moment, I'm pretty well known, but usually monks get much more famous when they die. They just keep that for another 10 or 20 years. And that would be a marvelous investment for your future.
Yeah, you'll be able
when
to.
I pass away, oh my goodness, that would be worth.
Oh, no, we've
millions
gone
in
up
this world.
now. See, Ajahn does his magic. We got 777. She already bid it for one thing. This is amazing. She's like
Oh my goodness.
3 numbers. Yeah, 777 now.
Where's our lucky 888?
I don't know. Lucky 888 in which country?
China.
Oh, China. 888 in China.
And is it Thailand?
Thailand's 999.
999, yeah.
777 is kind of good.
That's
right. Any improvement on 777?
That's really good. In South Korea, it's really good.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Going. Oh, we've got 800. We've got 800.
Oh my goodness.
Also already bid. My goodness, you're in competition now. So 800, any improvement? It's a round number. Any improvement on 800? Going.
Last chance.
Gone. 800. One for merit check. 800 for 1,000,000 merit points is a bargain, isn't it? From Ajahn, remember? So that's really cool. So thank you so much. That's fantastic. How inspiring are you all? I don't know. That's wonderful. So thank you very much. I'm sure that we're a little bit closer now to having our office, and our poor Anagarika's falling over from the excitement. Cheers. So
it's lovely when you can, whatever you're doing, you add happiness and fun to it. And that's where people just realize just how powerful these teachings are.
Yeah. Where are our 3 other little paintings? Does anybody feel really depressed that they didn't get anything in the auction? There's 3 little paintings here. Maybe we have to send one to Mel because she had to leave. Oh, what's this? 7749?
That is the total.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 849. 749 for the little paintings. Anyone beat that?
No, I didn't.
Manori, I'm
This
having
is the
fun.
total bill.
Manori, I'm having fun. Don't interrupt. 7749 for the pain. All right, next time. All right, these are lovely as well. Look, have a look, and then next time we can bid for these. Ta-da! Very lovely, full of loving kindness. Okay, so I think it's time to end today's
Can I
session.
quickly
Yes.
one
Would you
thing?
like
I
to say a few words to end?
I haven't got email address from Irie Pereira. Others I can find out. Elvira, I haven't got from Elvira. Madhu, we have. Karin, we have in our finance thing.
Okay, so can all those who have not sent their email to Manori just send it to the chat box or to the finance email address as well, and just remind her what you auctioned and how much you got it for. We've got all the record, but we just don't have all your address. So we need to send them to you somehow. Please give us some time because I don't have money. So I don't know how we can arrange for them to be sent, but we will. We'll go down to the post office at some point and send them on to you. So very good. Thank you for your generosity. Can we have one more bid, please? Okay, sure. Darren's asking for one more bid. What would you like? Would you like this, Darren? Would you like this little painting? Or this is a very beautiful one? Okay, I'm going to offer this one for the last bid to Darren. Darren, would you like to bid by any chance? 500. Wow.
Oh,
Any improvement on 500 for this beautiful painting full of loving kindness? And it says on it, wisdom, look. So Darren's very wise because he knows that wisdom in the heart is the most important wisdom, embodied wisdom, the wisdom of love. Any improvement on 500? Going, gone to Darren. Darren has received the beautiful painting with wisdom. All right, painting, small painting, wisdom to Darren for 500. Awesome. So I've made notes of everything, and you'll be getting lots of
really cool.
not just merit, but lots of metta. And I would like to invite Manori to say a few words about generosity now for everyone else, so you can still enjoy the practice of generosity. Manori, would you like to end by saying a few words for everyone?
Yeah, and it is very fitting to say about generosity today. So it's the direction that we move, and so also kind of it goes against the stream of wanting and collecting things, developing, and also it lets us to develop wholesome qualities for us, and it's the foundation of our Dhamma practice as well. So, taken a quote from AN 8.33, the Buddha said that the wisest way to give is when one gives with a heart full of joy for the purpose of beautifying the mind, for equipping the mind for the practice of serenity and insight. How wonderful is that? So, generosity can be a practice of checking deeply in us, and also we can ask ourselves what we really value in life, where we want to channel our energy to further those values in the world. Giving or generosity is also a practice that it invites us to reflect honesty in our personal situation and means. When we consider giving to another, our work, family, or spiritual life, we may meet an edge of discomfort that poses a question: what contribution could we make that would both respect our financial situation and also allow for the possibility of extending ourselves in service to others? What would it be to like to give for the benefit of all, yet expect nothing in return? So, here in Anukampa, we offer several ways to cultivate this beautiful quality of generosity. You can do one-time donations or standing orders by way of our bank, through a bank transfer or PayPal. There is a sum up option coming as well for you people who can't access PayPal. The standing orders is a regular donation through the banking institution. So those are the financial donations. You can also offer your time. You can volunteer. You can do one-time things. You can do help with administrative tasks. If you think that you have capability and time, please drop an email to team@anukampaproject.org, which is now in the chat box. You can provide meals to the monasteries. That again, there's a calendar. You can drop an email to team@anukampa and organize that. You can physically go there, meet Venerable, or you can even, if you are far away, organize it remotely. You can send groceries and other household items. There is a needed list in the website as well. So there are so many ways. And also we are going to have half-day programs, and so you can come and get involved, get to know the community, and slowly get involved in that way as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Manori. And most of all, thank you, Ajahn Brahm. Thank you, everybody here. I've just got so many beautiful messages in the chat. It's a shame I haven't got really time to read them, but just a couple for Ajahn Brahm's sake. So thank you for the beautiful gathering. What else? I've just made a donation of €1,000 instead of bidding. Thank you, wonderful beings. That's from Eric, one of our really long-term supporters. May the positive energy generated not just by rejoicing in generosity, but from all our kind thoughts, words, and deeds, past, present, and future, contribute to the alleviation of suffering for all beings now and for all time to come. And lots of other notes of gratitude in the chat. And most of all, thank you, Ajahn Brahm. And thank you, everyone here. Your practice is also your contribution. So I hope to see you somewhere really soon. Excellent. And also, I've just put in the box as well that Ajahn Brahm's coming to England in June, and it's all available for registering now online on our website. So please go and check out our website. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
I've got to register so I can come.
Are you going to register, Ajahn?
I better.
Have you booked your place in the monastery, in our monastery?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Of course, Ajahn Brahm gets the sweet. Really. It looks sweet, but it doesn't have any hot water in the shower. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully you'll be comfortable. So
yes, absolutely.
It'll be June, so things will be cozier then. So take care, everybody. We hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.